you so much. Ah!
What a
I just
pleasure
have to get that scream out because I'm so excited for tonight. I know that everybody, how many people do we have on? We have 225 people on tonight. Jennifer, it is your night, sister. Your sample workout dropped. If you look at the chat, just have an opportunity to scroll through it. Those of us that did it, which by the way, I woke up, first thing I did was knock out my 20-minute workout. It was fire. And we're so excited for this program. I don't know about you, but that 20-minute fast pace, super compound, totally effective. Like I already see it going forward, that this is going to be a knockout. You're a knockout. Welcome to the Beachbody family. For those of you that don't know me, I know I'm representing a couple teams tonight. I'm Christina Delgado. I'm going to stop talking in just a second, but if you are Diesel Nation, shout it out. If you are in Danielle Natoni's downline, included there is Ashley Molstad's downline, as well as Emily Favre. You guys represent. Shout out your team names in the chat. I feel so honored that I have the opportunity to host our Job One launch call, and just to cover a few dates, just so that you know, because it's hustle season, you guys. This is the time where we launch a brand new program with a brand new freaking kick-ass trainer that's going to take not only ourselves and our fitness journey to the next level, but it's going to take like our teams to the next level. And it is perfect timing for this amazing new workout with Jennifer Jacobs. Obviously, with the launch of the Mixed Bike and Body Interactive, this is such an amazing addition to our library. And of course, having the fact that Job One is going to get that Mixed Bike into the mix is going to be absolutely groundbreaking, and I cannot wait. So before I turn it over to the woman of the hour, let me just go through a few of her credentials. And I'm dying to hear her full story, so I'm going to turn it over in just a second. But Jennifer Jacobs is an NASM certified personal trainer, nutrition coach, and fitness specialist. She's also a certified indoor cycling instructor. I mean, we know that, right? With Schwinn and FAAA. She's known for her functional training workouts, heart pounding classes, which for sure, we've definitely done those. And she's going to help us stay accountable, you guys, and absolutely unleash our best self. So without further ado, I want to open it up to Miss Jennifer Jacobs to tell us everything about her story, and of course, Job One.
What an absolute honor and pleasure to be with all of you tonight. Is there any, I'm assuming we're all women here, or maybe there are a few men. I can't scroll through all these pages or I'll lose. It's such a big crowd here tonight. So thank you so much for making the time so that you could hear and learn more about myself and also Job One. As Christina said, this is a game changer for sure. This is an opportunity to close out your year on an extremely high note. Now, when it comes to me personally, just a little bit of background, because I did create this program in both English and in French. So perhaps the assumption is that I'm like French and I'm well-traveled. Well, I am, but it didn't start out like that. I was born and raised in a small town in Northern California. I was brought up in a mobile home on a dairy, which was my family's dairy that immigrated from the Netherlands. I spent time on this dairy growing up and watching my father put in hard work on a daily basis and not getting things just given to him. He had to earn what he earned. He earned everything that he worked for. So that has been instilled with me from the very beginning. My childhood, I went through a lot of things. And in my teen years, I actually helped my father in his last years as he passed away from cancer. So that brought out the immediate passion that I wanted to help people. And I thought it was through medicine. So I went to college in Southern California. I studied pre-med, and I quickly fell into personal training, meaning I was attracted to it. Joining a gym, I saw the trainers. I thought, oh, this is an interesting avenue to affect change immediately, not just within the hour that you train somebody, but over time, helping them reach their goals. So at 19 years old, I had my own personal training business rather quickly within 6 months, which helped pay my way through college. And from there, I graduated and had a trip to France and met and fell in love with a Frenchman. So that's where the French comes into the equation. That's how I speak French is because not that I went to school and learned it, I had to teach myself in order to buy a croissant. Like, honestly, it was survival to learn French. And I spent 10 years there, have 2 beautiful children. And from the outside, you'll see the Meet Jennifer Jacobs at some point very soon before the program releases. I just wasn't supported in the right ways. I no longer had that dream I was chasing. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I was told that was all you were meant to do and all you could do. And anything you thought maybe possible is just out of your reach. And it was the belief of one person in me, which happened to be a client, because even as a stay-at-home mother, I was very ambitious. I started an online personal training business in my garage. And I started training people in their homes. It started with a couple who I lived with for 8 weeks in New York that were previous clients from when I was in California. They really opened my eyes. I thought, you know, this is a possibility before online training was a thing. Like, this is via Skype, a laptop, like old school. So before it was the thing to do. And my desire to really make a name for myself in the fitness industry so that I could help the masses drew me to New York City, where I stumbled upon a company, but I actually didn't stumble. I saw it and I said, this is the future. And I went to that company. I grew as an individual, but at some point I wasn't growing any longer. And so I left the company, said I was looking for new opportunities, and Carl Deichler came right to me in 2019 and said, I have the opportunity. I'd like to make you the next super trainer. And it took us some time, obviously, because I was a little hesitant, I'll have to be honest. I wanted to go to a company that was going to innovate. And the things Carl said, you know, we all know he's a very passionate individual. He's determined to make change happen in this industry. And I trusted him. And when he said he was going to innovate, it took some time, but here we are with not only Body, the new interactive tier to Beachbody, but with a program like Job One. Job One, if you've experienced it, I don't know how many of you are in the test group. I see some of them, some names in the chat that are in the Success Starter test group. So just wave your hand if you are, and then I can, yep, I see you. So because of you already experiencing Job One, but for the sample workout, hopefully we all experience that. And it's important to just realize that it's a new direction for Beachbody. This Job One is going to change the direction of all subsequent programs, I believe to be so. And that's what needs to happen. We need to do better, and it's okay to want better. And I think for a lot of us, maybe if you're a mother, if you're a business owner, you are hesitant to want more. It's good enough, right? But I don't believe that. I believe you can always do better. And that's what Job One is all about, making yourself that priority. Maybe it feels a little selfish for those who, I think you all have that mentality to put yourself first. At least I hope you do. But for those who you might be reaching with Job One, is to finally offer them a program that gives them that. Because the number one roadblock that people you will encounter is, I don't have time. I don't have time for that. It's not for me. And this is the program that I've created that hopefully reaches everyone, especially with your health. That's the incredible facet of Beachbody, is not just the fitness and the nutrition, it's the coaching. This is a coaching company. And I don't think a lot of people realize that from the outside. And not coaching to sell, but coaching to change lives. So I really appreciate you all here to listen. I'll let Christina chime in a little bit and then keep going with the conversation.
I love that. So tell us a little bit more about your feelings on innovation. I've been with the company for 11 years. Sometimes I feel like it's been a really long time. Some of it, Danielle, I know, is on, my sister Becky's on 11 years. And this has become, this is our life. Beachbody is our life. My sister, I think, is on her 35th Beachbody program. And this is what we do day in, day out. So from that perspective, and before we get into like the technicalities of the program, which we want to hear about, yes. How do we reach more people? Why is this so different from your perspective to help us help more people? Because that's always the goal.
Well, overall, looking at it from an overview is if we continue to do the same thing and put out the same sort of thing, we're going to expect the same result, right? So we're just going to hit that status quo. I'm just not that person. I'm here to innovate, to defy the status quo, in all things, not just with job one, but even how this will be, received by outside people from Beachbody. I want this truly to take the attention of the people first who have no idea what Beachbody is, because I know you eat, breathe, and sleep Beachbody, but there are a lot of people that I have spoken to personally who just don't know what Beachbody is, or they've counted Beachbody out. Okay. And that's something I don't want to represent a company like that. I want to represent a company that people are talking about, that is at the cusp of innovation. So it's not just, innovating in terms of how we do things, how we approach the new customer. I think this is the program that allows you to do so, especially the people maybe you thought never to approach. You thought, how am I going to approach them with this? But I hopefully created something that you can bring to them, because it's not just about the visual results, which are incredibly astonishing, and we'll get into that, but it's also about the takeaway from it, the mental shift that one will make through job one, that I'm very, very proud of. And I think it's a program that brings us to 2022 and beyond in terms of how it was filmed, the engagement with the cameras, in terms of, most of you know at this point, there was no cast, and that was incredibly intentional on my part, because it enabled me to connect more to whoever's on the other end. It's also a 20-minute program. Keep that in mind. We got to get a lot done in these 20 minutes. I'm condensing what you would find in, say, a 30-minute, 40-minute program in 20 minutes by methods that I've developed over the years to do so. So the same training volume. So with the cast, you're not going to be able to achieve that, because obviously you have to go check on Roger, make sure Roger's back isn't rounding. But in most cases, when I'm talking, if you're going to talk to Roger, I'm just naming somebody. If you're talking to him, you're mostly in a bent over position looking down at the floor. So your user is not going to look up and see what's going on with Roger. That's going to hinder his performance, his form. So it's all about job one, not only a program that gives you, you're going to have a really hard time saying you cannot make 20 minutes happen. It's because you don't want to. Everyone has 20 minutes, and this is 20 minutes. This is the most important part. This is 20 minutes from start to finish, like push play, start to finish, even the little graphic that comes up. That's very important to me, because feedback over the years, people don't want to stick around for 20. If it's 22 minutes, tell me it's 22 minutes. Tell me it's 24 minutes, because people's time is important to them. So I did all that to help you all now bring this to the masses in terms of saying, I've got the solve for you. You're strapped on time. Whether you be a stay-at-home mom, running your own business from your home, a commute, you're tied to a desk. These are all the people that job one can reach with, again, the help of yourself. I'm also looking, no excuses, holidays. This is something definitely that takes you through the holidays. Definitely that starts your year. I'm a big believer not in quick fixes. So even though it's a 4-week program, I have designed this program to be something you look forward to come back to for multiple rounds if this works for you. At the end of the day, if you enjoy it, you're going to want to keep coming back. And hopefully it's a 5-day-a-week sort of job, but you're probably going to want to push play on Saturday and Sunday, which I give you some opportunities to do so as well.
I'm sure we're going to want more and more and more. We're so pumped. So J Method, right? That's your Instagram handle. Is that a training method that you have? And is that what you bring into job one? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
The J Method is a method that I've developed over the years where I really reach people one-on-one virtually. It's very rare I train somebody in person, but that's something totally different. That method is in terms of improving one's movement, developing balance, redefining strength, and optimizing nutrition on a one-on-one approach. So again, yes, of course, I'm taking some of those principles into this, because that's how I think we should approach fitness and nutrition, so we are functionally better people. And but they're two very separate things. That's more like a one-on-one type of thing. That's where, when my book comes out, things like that, that goes through the J Method.
Okay, awesome. I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, so let's dig into job one. Let's talk about that training method, the use of the bands, dumbbells. Today we loved it. We loved the cool pulling motion and the biceps. So talk to us about how that's going to help us get insane results with your program.
So today's sample workout is a combination of cardio and strength. So it is not a real one day of the week that you were experiencing by any means. So it's definitely going to be different once you get into it. It's 5 days. And one common thing that's always been asked of me, especially in my Peloton years, was how much cardio should I do? Because, you know, these people love to do 6-7 times a week. How much cardio should I do and how much strength should I do? And I've said it for the years, the ideal balance is 3 strength sessions per week on non-consecutive days. That means a day in between without training strength, and then 2 cardio days. So that's where you'll see in between. So we start strong on Monday, intentionally so. It's a lifting heavier with more control type of day, focusing on 3 muscle groups. I'll get into why 3. I don't know about you, but the weekend happens, we indulge, it might be a little tequila, might be a little something sweet. The first thing you don't want to do on Monday is like jump off the floor and hit it. Like it just, that doesn't appeal to me. So we start strong, we move a little more with control, a little slower. Then Tuesday, we hit it, high intensity interval training. Why is there only 1 hit? Is because we don't want to overtax our system. Too much stress actually hinders our results. So this is all methodical in its approach. Hit high intensity interval training with a very incredibly unique structure that I'm bringing that has not existed elsewhere. So very excited for it, using your own body weight. I also offer modifications if you need them, not because you want them. You might want them at some point, and you can always take them. I always say modifications are your opportunity to perform at your best. Then Wednesday comes around. This is the day that exclusively uses dumbbells and the resistance loops, intentionally so to drive more tension into the muscles for their full range of motion. So within the same time frame, you might be working on Monday, that time interval, you're creating more time under tension, which that's our goal. When we strength train, you want to fatigue the muscles so that you get the results. And then on Thursday, we go back to cardio. It's our 20-minute sweat session. That means we are working longer efforts, more geared towards improving our endurance. Really excited about that. Nothing too complex in movements because I have 2 left feet. So my coordination skills are not as a dancer. And then Friday, we finish stronger. These are longer efforts. This is circuit training style in between those 3 muscle groups. So we're working strength, endurance, and there's a little bit of punch, a little bit of power in between each of those sets, which I refer to as the power minute. That's the week as is. And every result you'll see was from just that. 5 days, those workouts, no 2 workouts are the same, but the formats stay consistent. And the muscle pairings, that's what's the intriguing part. So probably used to chest and tris, back and bis, leg day. We've been there, we've done that. I'm creating muscle cyclicality is what I call it, cycling through various muscle groups so that we're not overtraining and we're not hitting plateaus. I don't know about you. Is there a muscle group you just don't like to train, Christina? Or do you love to train them all?
All of them.
You love all? Okay.
I'll say leg day's not my favorite, but
okay.
As the years have gone by, I've gotten better. I have gotten better.
I personally am not interested in training chest. I'd be like, okay. But if chest is paired with glutes and arms, I'm showing up. I'm showing up to that day. So I'm going to give you something to look forward to. And within those formats, you'll never see those 3 pairings again. So which makes you want to go back round 2, round 3, round 4. So this is a program that grows with you because each time you come back, you're stronger. And no, you don't need to take a rest in between or phase down. This is the way of training if this works for you, if you enjoy it. That's the most important part. Now, somebody might say, 20 minutes, that's not enough, right? The Success Starter Test Group, that was the first thing they said on the Sunday before we started. Where's the bonus? I was like, no. Take everything you learned, put it to the side, and have an open mind. Approach it as is. But for somebody who does want a little bit more training volume, I've created 5 job 1 bonus workouts, each focusing on a muscle group. So we have, you want 20-minute core? I got you. You want to add to that? You want 20-minute glutes? I definitely got you on the glute city over here. You want upper body focus on arms? Got you. Legs? I have that. And then most importantly, recovery and stretch. A very unique way, mobility, dynamic movements. You're going to absolutely love to add that as often as you like. Then we have the 4 cycling, optional. Again, we got to say this real loud because of my background, where I previously came from. This is not a cycling workout program, nothing about it. It is completely optional, and it is an incredibly great way to create variety over time and also reduce the impact. So say HIIT, that's just not for you. It's not, you're just not into it, but you want to create that same intensity. You're going to take those 4 rides that I've created. 2 are high intensity interval training variations, and 2 are the sweat variations. One of it is each identically programmed to what we're doing on the floor. So you can bring the same intensity without the impact. Someone's all like glute city. This ain't even about me. This is not about me, but after years of riding on a bike and not, strengthening as much as I would have loved to, I'll tell you, at the beginning of the year, my body changed from job one. Like the butt came up an inch or 2, the core is as strong as possibly can be. And I've seen those results in other people. So it's not just this drastic weight loss that you're going to see. You have people who are pushing past plateaus that they've been frustrated with, that they're like, I just can't. And you know what they typically do? They do more. They add more. And what I've seen with clients over time, someone's stuck, they add more cardio. I actually pull the cardio away. I say less cardio, focus on the strength, be very intentional with the movements. I had a woman, I was on the doctors about in 2019, she was in the audience, hit a plateau, wanted to hit 13 more pounds. I took her on as a one-on-one client for 3 weeks. We got to that goal by simply taking away, she was doing like 5 days cardio, took it down to 2, hit that strength where she needed it, boom. So again, this is an opportunity to reach not only people who are well into their fitness journey, but also it's not a beginner program, it's beginner friendly.
I love that. So this is the time of the year where, as coaches, right, because that's who's on this call, I always use this term, and I know my friends that are leading the other teams on this call do the same, is you got to go all in, right? You have to go all in, because now what we're doing is setting the tone for a new year, 2022. We're launching this program now, but it's not going to be a one and done, just December, maybe just January. I see this program being a go-to long-term for our new clients or existing coaches. That to me, when we say go all in, means you're kicking ass in your workouts, but you're also kicking ass in your nutrition, right? And rest. And I know rest is super important to you. The eye patches, right? Like I feel like I need my eye patches now. I just feel like I need to be as cool as that. I need to wear the eye patches. But tell us about nutrition. Tell us your take, and obviously we have our 2 nutrition plans, To Be Mindset and Portion Fix. What your philosophy is and what path we should be following.
Well, I personally have my own approach, but in terms of what we offer with Job One and what Beachbody offers are 2 incredible systems paths that either you can do exclusively. I've heard people, they kind of combine the 2 thoughts together, or at least take some of the 2B mindset principles and then use the containers to really manage and help them guide themselves. Because that's a big issue for a lot of people, is where to start. And so having these 2 incredible programs is one of those ways to do it. Emma is someone who's very vocal, and I have been with my own test group, and I'm talking not Success Star test group, but the test group, is that these are real people. They weren't coaches. So just real people who didn't even know my name. And I prioritize not only the 20-minute sessions, but you prioritize protein and nutrient dense foods. That's big. And that's what I absolutely love about Beachbody supplementation, is that it allows you to do that, because you don't have time to make chicken breast and lean cut meats all day long to get that protein. Or if you're vegan, it is challenging. You've got to take in a bit more carbohydrates with the legumes, with the lentils, if that's your approach, or you got to eat a ton of plants. And sometimes that's just not always affordable. That's a real thing. So I think actually our supplementation is one of the most affordable things to do for yourself, even though it feels pricey. So when it comes to prioritizing protein, that's how you put on lean mass. That's how you keep your lean body mass, especially as we age, we start to lose it. And the protein is the key. So that's what Job One is. I don't mention too much in the sessions itself, but I do talk about, as much as you've made yourself a priority here, I want you to think about all the other choices you're making outside of this. I'm also somebody who is not going to create a program and then just let it go into the universe and be gone with it. I plan to be very engaged in all the bod groups as much as they allow me to, because I want people to succeed. I invest quickly, meaning your goal becomes my goal. And at some point, I kind of want it more than you do at times. And that's probably that personal training mentality that I have. And I still do train clients one-on-one. I don't take on new clients, but I do have my clientele base. And this is an opportunity to have an infinite amount of clients. So I'm investing hard into people who commit to job one, who try to incorporate this into their life to make themselves a priority. So that's where I plan to use the interactive app that we have that has bod groups. No, just so everyone knows, there might, I was an investor in another app where J Method was on, and I pulled myself from it. I'm still an investor, but I pulled myself from it so there would be no confusion here with Beachbody. And they had something integrated, so everything was included, and Carl was very aware of that as well. So we can only see where the innovation will go with this app. But the fact that we have bod groups in the app is like mind-blowing. That is an additional layer, not only what you all do as coaches and with your teams and your network, but also an opportunity for your super trainer to come in, to engage, for you all to hold each other accountable and be supportive, because sometimes Facebook's not the most supportive place. So bod groups keeps it nice.
I definitely agree with that. All right, we only have a few more minutes of your time. So rapid fire, just typical questions that come up during launches. Pregnancy, okay to do while pregnant?
Always consult with your doctor. I do have pregnant women in the Success Starter test group, 5 months, 3rd trimester. So again, if you are currently active throughout your pregnancy, I do not see why not. This is a functional training approach. I'm not having you do a curtsy lunge with a side kick and a back flip. These are movements that make you functionally stronger. So when you do have that baby, you're able to carry them on your hip. You're able to carry a grocery bag in the other hand. Oh, hold on. Someone says, I'm 36 weeks pregnant and did the sample workout today. Sure, you felt great because you're very consistent with your training. So awesome job. I love to hear that.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, one of my girls says, how many times would you say we add the recovery and mobility?
I'm a big proponent of recover as often as possible. That doesn't mean rest days as many as possible. That means implementing recovery methods. And one of the easiest ways is to actually move your body at a low intensity. So this recovery and stretch is something that I created exclusively for that. But also you can enjoy a nice leisurely walk, especially on Saturday and Sunday. Everything is marked out on the calendar. And I also, over time, will be updating those approaches too, to make it even more something to look forward to.
Awesome. And then we'll close with this one. Let's see let's see if you pass the test. Ooh. Give us your 30-second elevator pitch on why we should go all in with job one.
Ooh, the spot. Okay. The reason you should go all in on job one is because I'm all in. I am a passionate trainer, super trainer. I'm a passionate person who has put every ounce of my heart and my expertise into this program. I'm all in. So I would only expect the same, that you go all in. I'm here to support you in any way I possibly can. Obviously, I'm one person, but this experience has been a dream come true. And if you can help me make it even bigger in terms of helping the most amount of people possible. For me, this isn't about money. This isn't. This is about truly living out my dream of helping the most amount of people possible. And when Carl said, I have the ability to reach that 90%, I said, I'm all in. So that's why I would love for you to go all in, but more importantly for yourselves, this is what's been missing. This is what's been missing. And I'm so grateful to be the person to bring it. Now I have a question for you and for the whole entire group. Okay. So enough about fitness, enough about like how incredible job one is, innovative, going to be changing the game. We're going to elevate this company. I want to have a little fun. So I've been rocking this like little bucket hat here. It's job one bucket hat. No, you cannot buy it. This is the XLL. You know, sometimes you like it big and baggy. I want to give it away to one lucky winner here today, right? And so what we're going to do I absolutely love the 80s. Don't ask me why, I just do. Why not? The music is amazing. The movies are incredible. So we're going to play a little trivia game where I'm just going to ask a question, and the first person in the chat to answer it is going to be the lucky winner. So get your fingers ready. The first person. And now if you win this, you're going to message Doug Moss your coach ID.
Me.
So now everyone's ready.
Me.
Oh, you, sorry.
Me. Wendy,
I saw
you're good. You're good.
That was, you say Doug Moss right there. So.
I know.
All right, here's the question.
Okay.
Let's push it. Everyone knows that Salt and Peppa are the two prominent members of their hip hop rap group. But what is the name of the third member? Oh, that was way easier than we had thought. So the answer's already been shouted out from the rooftops by Danielle Natoni. What a legend up in here. Get it, girl. And she's sitting on a throne.
On the throne. On the throne.
Yes. Okay, we're going to get this to you at the launch of Job 1. Going to make it custom for you. Danielle, you're going to rock it. You guys are all going to rock Job 1. I cannot wait. So excited. Thank you again, Christina.
Awesome.
Thank you. Let's do this, coaches. Just to cover some key dates. Today, the sample workout dropped. We have the coach and preferred customer launch on 12/2 and the customer launch on 12/16. Jennifer J.
Live body sample workout happening. If you got your members over there on the body, we are next Monday, a live body workout. No resistance loops, just dumbbells. Same format, different muscle groups.
Sweet. We're definitely going to take advantage of that. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. I'll see you all in Job 1. Thank you.
Bye, Jennifer. Bye, Christina. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining tonight.